Well, good afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'll tell you what, like I say, I'll let y'all introduce yourself. That way I can't gum the works up too bad because I'll come out with like Bambi and Barbie or something like that. It's just because that's how my memory goes.
Well, I guess I'll start. I'm Kathy Lind, guest experience manager at Rydell. Been around there for 42 years now, and hopefully a few more.
Hopefully.
Good afternoon, everyone. Randy Seiler. Been with Rydell's a little over 23 years, and guess I'll say I'm representing the fix side or the parts and service and body shop world of Rydell's. So pretty much been in all those departments over the years. So great to be with everyone. Hope everyone had a great Turkey Day.
Yeah. So we talk with you for the cookies, I guess. That would be one of the many things, I'm sure, in your portfolio, as they say.
I am the cookie orderer.
That's right. And you're probably going to get lots of compliments on those. Well, you know the drill. You know the routine, 775-5559. You can call or talk to us via the telephone. If you text, we can go ahead and read your text online. If you want to have some verbs and nouns in order to speak to us, that would really be kind of fun. Text to 775-5559. Sounds like the forecasts you've been creating. You should talk tires at Rydell.
Yes. Tires is a big business for us right now. I think it's really difficult for anybody in town to beat our prices. I think they have a special on yet. So if you're looking for anything like that or just want your tires inspected, check the air pressure, that kind of thing, just swing by. Rudy and the gang would be more than happy to take care of you.
There you go. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the body shop, if it's Christmas time for the body shop out there with all the people not knowing how to drive. I mean, this isn't anything really to laugh about, but are you guys really busy because of that?
Yes. Unfortunately, the first major snowfall of the year reminds everybody about what it's like to drive on ice. And so, yeah, they've been a little overwhelmed lately, but they work their butts off to do what they got to do to take care of everybody. And if anyone has any questions, just give Tim and the guy a ring. They obviously like to schedule estimates to make sure that they give you the right amount of time to deal with everything. There's so much information that's got to change hands. So, but yeah, they are super swamped right now.
But you're making money.
Well, hey, that's a good and a bad thing. I
mean, we hope so.
Exactly. All
yep.
right.
Remember, Santa Claus is a capitalist, too.
Thanks,
right.
Joe. Jeez. Text to 775-5559. Ooh, slushy machines coming back anytime soon. Slushy machines. Boy, there's a throwback.
Oh, boy. No, they're not going to be coming back anytime soon.
They're a ton of maintenance.
A lot of work, just kind of a sticky situation with those slushy machines.
Oh, slushies, good Lord. I can imagine. Probably a few leaks on the floor, and that's a anyway. 775-5559, you're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Good. What's up?
I got a 2025 pickup with that 2.7 turbo in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was wondering, it runs great, but I just can't believe how well it drives and the power I have. But my son's got a 6.2 in his Suburban, and we both get the same gas mileage. Kind of like, what the heck?
Well, with the 2.7 turbo, they're not as fuel efficient as people would think, but obviously you got to understand it's in a full-size pickup. I have a 2.7 in the pickup that I drive. Absolutely love the motor. I pull an enclosed trailer with it. And to make that kind of power, they have to feed it more fuel because obviously fuel makes power. And if you're going to get mileage, you won't quite have the same performance. And obviously with a 6.2, that's a big motor, so obviously the same thing. They got to have fuel as well. But that's been out for many more years than the 2.7 turbo. And so they have injection system and the exhaust system tuned. And I'm sure as the 2.7 gets some more years on it, they'll be able to tweak that a little bit. But in order to make the power and the torque that it has, it needs to have a little bit more fuel than what probably most people would think with a four-cylinder.
Well, I was driving one Sunday in a misty day. Road was wet, perfect conditions. Got tied up in some 45-mile-an-hour traffic for about 20 miles. Looked down on my fuel economy thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting 33 miles to the gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I'm running 65, 70, I'm getting right around 30 miles to the gallon. So I've got no complaints on the mileage. It's just that,
Mm-hmm.
I love the engine. When you need to get out and pass, it's just amazing. And how many years has the 2.7 been out?
I think in the pickup lineup for probably 3 or 4 years, and in the GM lineup probably getting into the 6th year, 7 years, something like that.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got about 12,000 miles on. I'm just kind of like, all right, if they've been around that long, if there was problems out there, you'd be reading about it on the internet. So
You probably would.
say hi to Croker for me.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for the call. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Randy and Kathy in the booth here. 2002 LeSabre 3.8. What can cause a mass airflow code and shut down the car besides the mass airflow?
Well, those engines were kind of notorious for a leaky intake. They had a composite intake on them.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be part of the issue. Obviously, the mass airflow sensor, if that hasn't been serviced or changed over the years, that could also be the issue as well.
Okay. Bring it in. Let them troubleshoot it.
Yeah, those intakes were notorious. And once they were replaced, they seemed to be okay.
There you go. 775-5559. A texter ponders, what are the best tires to buy for these grooves at North Dakota? Has gotten on highways because my car has thrown all over the place.
Boy. Well, if someone has an answer for that question, I'd love to hear it as well. The narrower the tire, the more you're going to feel those grooves meandering back and forth is what I call it. There's a technical term, but that's really what it is. And it seems when you get a wider tire with a little less air pressure in it, it certainly helps. So it's easy to say drop the air pressure, but that's not necessarily a good thing because it can cause erratic wear on your tires. And if there's a best tire, I don't know what it would be. I think the ones that I would call more all-season weather or more like a car-type tread, they're more susceptible to the wandering that I'm thinking he's referring to, where you get into a truck tire or an SUV tire where it's more of a block tread. It's not quite as noticeable. Yeah. So to really say if there's a best tire or not, it would be I would say my recommendation would be is try and get away from a passenger car tire more to an SUV or a pickup tire.
775-5559. Thanks for calling. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
So in other words, Randy, you would suggest probably like a 311050 or a 331250 BF Goodrich on bullet wheels on your GMC Jimmy. I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks for the reference. Yeah, 31.5 would be perfect. Can't get away from it.
No. A text to 775-5559. What's the benefit of putting nitrogen in your tires?
I'm looking at Kathy. She's like,
Kathy?
Well, I would say you get that cool green cap on your valve stem. But from what I understand, it's more regulated with the temperature changes and stuff.
Right.
And so it's just a good option so your tires aren't going up and down with the weather change.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, well, there you go. And the green cap is really cool. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it true that all these car dealerships, car manufacturers, going to start doing a subscription service in a few years for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto?
Honestly, I don't know if anyone can really predict the future. You hear all kinds of things. So the reality is, sure, they can decide, just like with your OnStar subscription and, the other options they have now. So for sure, it's a possibility. But from my perspective, for as long as I've been at Rydell's, usually when that type of service ends up going out for a subscription from the dealership or from the automaker's view, they'll replace it with something else that's going to entice them or entice a customer to want to come into the dealership and still be able to maybe use their CarPlay, but then they'll have something that'll replace it that might be more technologically savvy or something like that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a give and take type thing, but anything is possible. It could happen 6 months, so if they don't necessarily own what they're trying to do, they're kind of at the grace of whoever's supplying that technology.
Okay. Looks like you wanted to say something. Yes? No?
Well, I think the manufacturers are having trouble keeping up with Apple and Android. Every time they do an update on their phones, we have to try to get an update in place for that. And we don't know about those updates till they've happened. Mm-hmm. So the manufacturers are kind of always behind the 8 ball with the updates.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes perfect sense because there's no bulletin that goes out that says, by the way, on this date, we're updating to X.X and get ready.
And that's where, to what Kathy just mentioned, anybody that has a 2, 3, 4-year-old vehicle is always check once a week, once every other week for any vehicle updates so you can get over the air. Because sometimes that might include an Apple Car update as well. Mm-hmm. So just take a minute and go through your screen and go to settings and scroll down to the bottom. Usually it's one of the last settings under vehicle that'll you can just click on it and it'll tell you if you have an update.
There you go. 775-5559. You can call or text on this Tuesday, Rydell Car Talk. Who the heck would put a 2.7 anything in a pickup?
Man, I got to tell you, if you haven't driven one, don't knock it. All the years I worked at Rydell's and the 5.3s and a couple 6.2s I've owned, honest to God, the turbo 4-cylinder for what I drive, it's probably one of the best engines that I've been lucky to be able to drive. Good kick and acceleration. Yeah, it's phenomenal. And nice really torque with the turbo, I'm sure. Yeah. And pulling my trailer, honestly, you can't tell the difference between a 5.3 and a 2.7 pulling the trailer I have. Really? Yep. Wow. That is impressive. Yep. A text to 775-5559. Over quite some time, we've seen a shift away from larger displacement, higher amounts of cylinder engines such as the V10s and 12s, and now we're starting to see automakers shy away from the almighty V8. With that said, do you think we'll ever see a V6 Corvette? V6 Corvette? Ooh. Boy, that'd be like that'd be a specialty piece, I would think. Well, just like with Apple CarPlay in the future, no one really knows what the manufacturers are working on. I know that GM is coming out with a new V8 that they've literally have spent billions of dollars on developing, and it's a very high technological engine. Mm-hmm. And I think it's to kind of overcome some of the issues that they've had with the lifters on the 5.3 and the current issues with the 6.2. So I don't know if the V8, there's always a place in our world, at least in an internal combustion engine for a V8. Mm-hmm. But if technology and performance can replace it, make it smaller, make it lighter, give the manufacturers the ability to use that engine over multiple lines, it can really be a significant cost saver for them. And then hopefully, in turn, they'll make owning a new vehicle a little bit easier to own. So technology is not going to prevent a V6 from getting put into a Corvette. If they can make it work and they're going to sell it and it's fast and it's what people want, they'll sell it. Interesting. This is a Rydell Car Talk Tuesday. We got Kathy and Randy in the booth, and a texter says it's called, going back to the wandering on the road, it's tram lining or trough wander. Thank you. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'd not heard either of those terms, but I know that they do have a term for it. The supercharged 3.8-liter 3800 GM engine was bulletproof when properly serviced, a texter says. Yep. That V6 technology has been around for a long time. There you go.
775-5559 Michelin Cross Climate. So that must be a type of tire that works well up here. So,
thanks for letting us know.
Okay, yeah, I would guess. Let's see. I saw Brad Seba picture on a milk carton. Is he really missing?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay. I'm going to say that's the first I've heard anything like that. Text is 775-5559. 5.3 is king. Mine is at 370,000 and still going strong.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a few of them out there. Every once in a while, they'll come into the service drive and they'll have 250,000 miles on them or over 200,000 miles on it. And, obviously people know, take care of them, change oil. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the biggest thing that anybody can do for their engines is change oil. Mm-hmm. And I know a turbocharged engine loves clean oil. And up here, if you do a lot of idling in the wintertime and when it's cold out, probably may want to think about changing your oil a little bit sooner than getting to where your oil life monitor in the vehicle will tell you to change it. Mm-hmm. I'm a firm believer in changing it sooner just because of the idling that we do. So if you're a long-term vehicle owner, oil's cheap compared to some of the maintenance that you might have to do.
Mm-hmm. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, please.
I just forgot. I own a Chevy Colorado, the first version.
Yeah.
And it's got the 5-speed 2-wheel drive, crank down windows. I mean, it's just stripped down to nothing. I mean, you don't get lost in the stuff on the dash, but that's a 2.8. And I can fill the back of it up, and it gets 23 to 24 miles to the gallon with the back end loaded with all my camping equipment and stuff like that. That's a really good engine, isn't it? And it's got some pep to it.
Yeah. Thanks for the call. Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Good stuff. Let's see. An important question: have you driven a Ford lately?
Yes, I have. And to be honest, every manufacturer has good engines, right? Mm-hmm. And every manufacturer has issues. Mm-hmm. And you always hear about the issues because obviously that's what takes place. But overall, it comes down to, if you're a Ford guy, you're a Ford guy. If you're a Dodge guy, you're a Dodge guy or a Ram guy. And if you take care of it, it's going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. And, there are things, because things are so technologically advanced, unfortunately, we live in a world, and when it goes from 20 above to 30 below, mm-hmm. things happen. Electronic connections break. Mm-hmm. The stupid things that we have to live with when we live with technology. Mm-hmm. So everyone has issues.
Yeah. Our time draws too quickly to a close here so fast. Randy starts a text to 775-5559. You're a wealth of knowledge that operates with a ton of BS. Somebody knows you well.
I guess so.
You could be a weatherman. Let's see. 6.2 trumps the 5.3. I think it was because I had that diesel Suburban. I think that was a 6.2, or was it a 6.5? It was a Chevy. Yeah, I forget, but it
might have been a 6.2. Probably.
Yeah, I think it was a 6.2, and that had over 300,000 when I got rid of it. It was running like a champ. Of course, diesel, that's a whole different animal.
Right.
Still. Let me see. For the high mile 5.3, it's a 2004 Suburban, so that 370K. Okay,
that's impressive. It really is.
That is impressive. Rydell used to have a picture board of you and your vehicle and high mileage. They still do that?
No, unfortunately, we don't. That was back in the quick lube department on a wall.
Okay.
But boy, we haven't had that for many years.
Yeah. I'm sure that was kind of an interesting draw, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting. Oh boy, here we go. Can I arrange a race between the 2.7 and my 5.7?
Sure.
Did the 6.2 liter engine get stopped getting installed in the bigger SUVs? My older SUV has a bad tick, and I think a lot of them did that. It says gas. So
yeah, you can still get a 6.2 and pretty much anything on the GM lineup on a Suburban or a Tahoe or a 35-2500 or a 1500 pickup.
Yeah. 6.2 is in the Denali, a texter says.
Yep.
So, okay. Yeah. Anything you wish to go ahead and wrap us up with, Kathy or Randy? What y'all thinking? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, we're out of the holidays now, so we're kind of in the stretch in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I think we've got a lot of really nice new cars on the lot right now. Our inventory is looking really good. We just had the big event where we took in a lot of used trades. So we have a whole bunch of used cars hitting the lot. So if anybody's looking for new or used, we've got a pretty large inventory out there available for everyone who wants to come and see.
Okay.
If you're interested in what we have, just go to rydellcars.com, and or you can message us or send a text message in and let us know what you're looking for, and the salespeople will take good care of you. If there's something on the service side, same thing. Just go to rydellcars.com, send us a note, text message, or an email, and we'll do everything we can to get back to you and get you taken care of.
All right. Rydell Car Talk Tuesday, Kathy and Randy in the house, and we're saying adios to them. Any final thoughts before I kick you out?
Change your oil.
Change oil.
Take care of your tires, change your oil. If your battery is even questionable, do it now before it gets 30 below, and then you'll be stranded.
And that's coming.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's coming. All right. Well, as always, it's fun. It's good to see you, too. Glad to be here, and the time does go by too quick, so we'll talk to somebody next week then. How's that?
Thanks for having us. Greatly appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. You folks have a great afternoon. KNOX Afternoon continues on the other side of